One. Hey guys, welcome to Minutemen Defense, and today we have the Russian M9130, the Mosin Nagant, as most of you probably know it as. This is a rifle chambered in 7.62 by 54R for the Russian forces, originally used in World War I and then later in World War II. They were first produced in 1891, and there was about 37 million in total produced, used by like 10 different nations, countless different wars, still in service today in some parts of Europe. This is a iconic weapon, and today we're going to go over some of its features. We'll start down here at the butt of the rifle. Obviously, the base of the rifle has a slit here we're attaching the sling to, and I want to quickly annotate and show you guys the steel butt plate on these rifles. I shot probably like 40 rounds today. This is anything but comfortable, but I guess if you're going to smash somebody's skull, it probably has its upsides. These stocks kind of have this iconic cherry finish on them. It looks really nice. This one's a little rough. You can see here on the back of it, it's been stripped by something, and over the years it just got beaten up. But that's part of the character of the rifle, if you ask me. Moving up, we have the trigger. The trigger on these things, making sure it's clear, is notoriously bad. It's, as you can see, when it's ready to go, it's got a lot of slop in it. To get that out, come to the wall, slowly squeezing it, and it just feels kind of mushy. Pretty clean break though, so yeah, not great. But if it's all you got, it definitely will get the job done. The bolts on these things, I've always heard that as far as bolt actions go, they're really rough, but it's probably just the fact that all of the Mosins I've shot are very, very well broken in. The bolts are honestly, they're not bad. They're kind of smooth. Shooting them today, both the 9130s, pretty smooth. The only one I had a little bit trouble with was the 44, which I'll show you here in a second. And that one probably just needed some lubricant on it, honestly. They have a safety here. You pull down and turn it to the side. It puts the rifle on safe, prevents you from shooting it. Put it back to the front. It's on fire again. The sights on these rifles, very basic. Got the slider that everyone else does. It goes out to 2,000 meters. Little notch in the rear sight. Your front sight is hooded, and it actually has a little pinhole here, maybe to let some sunlight through. The sights on them are, they're not terrible. They're not great either. I don't like iron sights at all. But back in the day, this is what everybody had. So it's got a 5-round internal magazine, as most bolt actions do. The front here, we have another good mounting point for our sling. And this is actually an original sling that came with it. And then moving forward, we have a cleaning rod maintained in the rifle by some threads down in the stock. And we have our bore and our front sight. These rifles are really basic. There's not much to them, but because of that, they were easily produced, cheaply produced, and pretty reliable. We've got another one here in much better condition, and it's got the coveted hexagon receiver. There we go, there's the correct word. This one, the bolt on it is extremely smooth. You can operate it with just a finger. really great. The color on this one's beautiful as well. This one's a 1927. It's got the little Soviet star and hammer and sickle on it. Very cool gun. This one's on loan for us for the video today. This one, it's got all the same features. It was just made a little bit earlier, and later in the production they got rid of the hexagonal receivers as a way to just speed up production. So again, another beautiful rifle. And then the last one we took out and shot today is the M44 carbine. Now, late in 1944, they produced these. These are their, obviously, carbine meaning shorter rifle, and really cool feature about it, most iconically, is the folding bayonet, right? So instead of having the traditional bayonet somewhere on your kit, we've got this one folded on the side of the rifle. Nice little clean package. Cuts your barrel down a lot. They also cut the sights down a lot. These sights only go out to 1,000 meters. Probably still plenty, right? Again, this bolt is a little bit stiffer than the other ones. Probably just use a good cleaning. We'll get to that later. As you can see, the stock's very worn. You used to be able to find these things at gun shows for like $100. As a matter of fact, the Mosin over there that is mine, the 44, I paid $100 for it, and it came with the rifle, the cleaning kit, the sling, the bayonet. I mean, just everything included for $100. You used to be able to get a Spam can, these big green cans of 440 rounds, and I think you were paying about 30 cents a round. So back in the day, it was a great way to get into collecting classic guns. You could get a rifle and 440 rounds of ammo, and just get out there and shoot it a ton, and not worry about beating up a nice gun or or paying a lot of money for an expensive rifle. This is a fun rifle to shoot. Not too much. The steel butt plate is a little bit gruesome on your shoulder, but it's fun to have something in 7.62-54R get out there and mess up your steel plates or destroy blocks of ballistic gelatin, whatever you're gonna do. You could still use this as a hunting rifle if you're able to accurately use the iron sights, or maybe you want to spend a little bit more and get a PU variant with a 3-power terrible optic. I don't know. There's probably a lot better ways you could spend the $400, $500, $600 you're gonna pay for an M90-130 these days at these gun shows. It's like everybody who bought one for $50 to $90 is just holding on to it, waiting till they hit, I don't know, $1,000 to try to flip them. I don't know. The market's crazy. I would say if you really want one and money's no object, go ahead, go out and pick one up. But if you're intending to use it for a hunting rifle or any kind of military defense, it's probably not the best money spent. I think there's a lot better ways to spend $500 or $600 in rifles these days. That being said, I definitely recommend, if you can, you got a friend who owns one, pick them up some ammo. You could still get Tula and I think Red Army Standard, PPU, Monarch. There's a bunch of manufacturers of modern ammunition that's still relatively cheap. I think around 50 or 60 cents a round. So you can get out to the range, tear up some steel, chew up some steel casings, have a lot of fun with it.